President Joe Biden has made a pitch to legalise abortion if his party holds a House majority and picks up Senate seats in the upcoming midterm elections. North America correspondent Carrington Clark joins us now from Washington. Good morning to you, Carrington. The President's role isn't up for grabs in the midterms, of course, so how is he proposing to get this law through?
Yeah, that's right. So Joe Biden might not be running for re-election, but he understands that who controls the House and the Senate after these midterm elections will be critical about whether or not he can actually enact any policies for the next 2 years of his term. We are in full-blown election mode over here in the United States. It's 3 weeks until the midterm elections. Some states have already started early voting, and the Democrats are concerned because they are behind in the polls, and it does look like they're going to lose their hold on the House for starters and potentially the Senate as well. Today, Joe Biden trying to harness an issue that they believe is beneficial for the Democrats politically, and that is the issue of abortion. This came to the fore back in June, where the Supreme Court overturned the long-standing, nearly 50 years, Roe v. Wade judgment that enshrined a constitutional right to abortion here in the United States. Joe Biden says if the Democrats can, and it is a big if they can control the House after this midterm elections and gain more seats in the Senate, then he will be looking to codify Roe.
That's why in these midterm elections are so critical, elect more Democratic senators to the United States Senate and more Democrats to keep control of the House of Representatives. And folks, if we do that, here's the promise I make to you and the American people. The first bill that I will send to the Congress will be to codify Roe v. Wade.
So, Carrington, how's that pitch going to resonate with voters?
Well, according to all the polls, the number one issue here in the United States at the moment is the state of the economy, and more particularly rampaging inflation, which is at 4-decade highs. So this is the issue that most voters say is the one that is most important to them as they're heading in to cast their votes. So the Democrats want to change this conversation, but given that inflation is not showing any sign of abating, we've seen interest rates hiked at the most rapid rate in decades to try to deal with it, which is obviously hurting people when it comes to their loan repayments, if they're going for a credit card, or if they've got a credit card, or if they're going for a car loan or going for a new housing loan. And so at the moment, although the Democrats would prefer to be talking about things like abortion or the protection of democracy, as they call it, when it comes to people like election deniers that are currently running as candidates, the number one issue is the economy, and it's hard to see how the president is going to be able to shift that dial in the next 3 weeks.